Hey YouTube family, it's BurnaGirl from BurnaGirl Tactical Training. For those who know, I am a firearms instructor in the state of Maryland. And I recently became a certified instructor back in January of this year. So far, I've only had about 5 classes, which is okay. I think that's pretty good for me just starting out, considering how shy I am. And for those who don't think I am, trust me, you don't know. It took a lot for me to even do YouTube to begin with. So I'm slowly but surely coming out of my shell. Um, I love firearms. I feel like my passion is increasing. And I basically took firearms instruction just because I wanted to know more about firearm safety and so I could teach my children for the most part and always continue my training as well. I still train. Shout out to Hearts and Holsters for always holding the sister down with the training. Tony and Shawnee are freaking amazing. If you're in the DMV, definitely want to take a class with those two. They are super dope. Anywho, um, yeah, so having said all of that, I do try to bring out different firearms for my students to get a feel for. When I do my calls for the HQLs and the concealed carry, I always have them shoot the Glock 19. Um, Reason being, that's the one that I had to call with when the time came. I think I use a Gen 3. Mine is a Gen 5, but that's neither here nor there. But I always also bring another, small group of firearms, kind of what is it, subcompact and full size, just so they can get a feel for what could be out there, what they may or may not like. Just for when they get ready to buy that first gun, they'll know it's different options out there. So, um, anyway, I'm gonna show you the 5 pistols that I normally bring out, and sometimes I bring more. It just depends on what kind of mood I'm in, or if I'm going to be shooting after my, class does their calls. I may bring other things. So anyway, like I said, I always start them with the Glock 19. This is mine, Gen 5. The magazine is empty. Firearm is clear. Safe direction. This is one of the ones I always have them call with just because I think it'll help them get a feel for something between full size and subcompact. So this is that one. The next one, I always pull out this one because this is my favorite. This is the Glock 45 Gen 5. And this one has the same frame as the 17 with the 19 slide. So it's a little bit bigger, I think the grip is, than the 19. So they can just get a feel for something that's a little bit bigger than what they're qualifying with. So this is that one. And this one is safe. Let's see. And it is clear. So that is that one. The other one I bring out is the Taurus G3C. Just to give them a feel for something that's more affordable. Everybody, don't have money to spend on the gun. Some people just want something reliable, that's not gonna break their wallet. This will be that one. It is reliable. Um, and it's very manageable to recoil, I think. But yeah, this is that one. Source G3C. Uh-oh. It's not cold too much at one time. This one is empty. So yeah, that is that one. And of course, the Smith& and Wesson. Because this one, um, M&P Shield Easy 9mm. This one is very easy for women to manipulate. I know my mom has a Easy, but she has a 380. But this one helps, it's easy to manipulate. Only thing I don't like, low capacity, only 8 rounds in here. So Yeah, that can be irritating. You want to have more than 8 rounds. I'm already annoyed that in Maryland we can only transfer or buy 10, but we can carry more than 10 rounds. So, and I don't see the point in it, but who am I? I'm just here. All right, so that is that one. And last but not least is my Glock 43X. This is my carry. For the most part, I will carry this everywhere I go. And I love it. At first, I didn't like it, but I felt like it was snappier, and I felt like the trigger really pinched me. But I think I was just pressing that trigger to the rear, all kinds of wrong. But I got it together. Y'all saw me in that Glock Echelon challenge. Don't play with your girl. This thing was performing, okay? And yes, she is empty. But this one, yeah, I bring this to my students just so they can see that even though it's smaller, it's manageable, just so they can get a feel for different options when they're shopping. And I always allow my students to shoot any of the guns they want after we get down to business and get those calls out the way. Anywho, YouTube family, that was, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 firearms that I almost always bring to my concealed carry and HQL classes for my students to try out. Like I said, we call with the Glock 19 always, and then we look at other stuff. And I recommend anybody looking for their first firearm to please go and try out different guns and see what feels right for you. What's good for my big man hands, hey, may not be the best for you. BurnaGirl love the big guns. I got big hands, so here's what it is. But anyway, there's that. Please like, comment, subscribe, share. Any questions, any suggestions, please let me know. And I will see you in the next one. Love you. Mwah. Peace.